Hi, this is Raman. Welcome to another episode of the 10,000 Trade Show, where we are mastering trading and creating excellence through the deliberate practice and analysis of 10,000 trades. Today, we'll take a look at a momentum trade setup. Momentum comes into the market, and that's how market moves. So it is very important for us to identify when the market has momentum behind it so that we are able to get into the trade and take advantage of this. It is due to momentum that prices tend to move, and this is when the big moves start. So let's go on to the charts and we'll take a look at how do we identify when the market has momentum so we can take advantage of that and get some high probability trade setups. Let's take a look at how to trade momentum in the market. Now, there are several different ways that we can look for momentum. We can look at moving averages, Fibonacci, and all of that. But today we'll take a look at a really simple way to look at momentum without really looking at any indicators. And that is just to look at the candlesticks. If you take a look here, we go backwards on the chart here. See here how the candlesticks are all green and they're large candlesticks here. So this shows that momentum is to the upside, and then price goes into this resistance level and can't really go any further. And we see that price comes and fills this move once again. So if you take a look at these candles here, we start to see that instead of the green candles being large, now red candles are big. So if you take a look at the size of these red candles in comparison to green candles, you'll notice that the red candles are larger in size. And this shows us that momentum has now shifted to the downside. Instead of green candles being large, now the red candles are large. So this gives us a clue that now momentum has shifted to the downside. Now, how do we then trade this? So let's say we missed this move. Now, how do we take advantage of the momentum to the downside? So what we're looking for here is pullback. Usually when we have momentum move, usually we'll have a pullback and then a continuation in the direction of that momentum. And that's how market usually trends. So we have a drop, pullback, drop, pullback, drop. So this is what we're looking for, a pullback now. So this move has happened. Now we'll go back and identify where price has reacted previously. So if you look at here, we see that price came into this level, then pulled up and then dropped again. Now that's a good level for us to look for a pullback in. This is another place where price had trouble. Price came into this level, dropped here as well. So this is another area that we can look for potential momentum. So we wait here and we wait for price to pull back, and we see that when price comes into this area, we can draw our support resistance line here. We see that when price comes into approximately this area, we see price has a trouble. So price pulls back into our daily pivot here, and daily pivot is another way we can identify where the potential pullbacks will come. Usually I've noticed that when price has a momentum move, it will then pull back into the pivot point before continuing further. So that's another clue there. So we see that price comes into the support resistance area, which is also our pivot point area here, and then we have this large bearish engulfing candle close here. So either we can take a trade pullback after this bearish engulfing candle, or we can wait for this one here. We see that price again fails to go through this level. And now we have an evening star trade setup, or this is another place where we can take a trade if we didn't take it here. So we wait for the candle close here, wait for a bit of a pullback and enter the trade short because our previous move is to the downside. So we're looking for a pullback and then continuation in that direction. Or here we're looking for price to drop. Once we get this evening star setup, we enter the trade short after a bit of a pullback. Our stop can go on the other side here just to give us a little bit room. So we enter the trade short and we wait for price to drop. And as we can see here, price drops nicely. We can take a trade after the close of this bearish candle here. This is our evening star pattern. So we wait for a bit of a pullback and then enter the trade short, and we stay with the trade as the price is moving lower here, and our stop will go on the other side here. Here we see that price then continues to go lower, but then starts to round off, and now we have a bullish engulfing candle close here. So this is a good place for us to exit the trade because chances are now price is going to pull back again. again before it continues lower, or it can reverse direction. So we can exit the trade here. So from entry to exit, we get 63 pips in this trade. And now again, we wait to see if the price will pull back and give us a continuation trade. So we go on here, and again, we identify the area where price could potentially pull back. So in this case, this is a good support resistance level where price can pull back to. And as we see here, this is exactly what price does. So there are actually two areas. One is this level here where price had trouble here, and this one here. This one is a better one, just because as you see here, there wasn't much of a stop here, but here there was a major support resistance here. So we draw our support resistance line, and here we see price comes back into this level. Then we have a bearish pin bar, another bearish pin bar. So this is a good place for us to enter the trade short. So we enter the trade short once again here, and now we're looking for a continuation move in this previous downward direction. So we enter the trade short and we wait for price to come lower. Again, it goes into our support level here, and then we get a bullish engulfing candle close here. So this is a good place for us to exit the trade. So in the second trade here, from entry to exit, we get 69 pips in the trade. And we can continue this cycle, and as we can see, price again pulls back into this previous support resistance area. So that's a good pullback level, and again we can take a trade somewhere in here, and as we can see, price continues lower. So this is one way to look for momentum in the market and to enter a trending market. So in this case, between the two trades here, we have 132 pips in the trade. So 63 plus 69 pips here, we get 132 pips, or $1,320 if trading one standard lot. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to learn how to trade price action, I have created a free checklist for you. Please click on the link below and you can download this free resource. And please feel free to share this video with your friends. And if you liked it, don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next time.